If you've ever been in this situation here as a Dead by Daylight killer player, where your mouse is just hovering over the killer tab, and for some reason you just physically can't click the button to load into a killer match, this video is for you. If the thought of going against 4 matching survivors that are clearly in a SWIF make your heart race, make your palms sweaty, or just make you feel uneasy in the stomach where you're just better off just clicking the escape button like this video is for you. If you find yourself only playing Survivor now because that's the only way you can moderately enjoy this game, when you know deep down in your heart you miss and love playing killer, this video is for you. Welcome in YouTube to another Cam Spooky Corner video, and today I want to talk to you about something more serious, and that is killer anxiety. We're going to go over multiple things in this video, including my own experience with killer anxiety, how I managed to overcome it as much as possible, and we can talk about generalized killer anxiety for most common players and what I think can help and tips and tricks to get over that. We can talk about what it is and how we feel about it in general. And I would definitely want to end this video on a positive note as much as possible, where we can take every tool and mindset capability and move forward as killer players in general. As always, if you like the content, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It helps out more than you think. I would love to know in your comments below maybe what pushed you away from killer, or maybe what helped you even to keep playing killer and just really kind of reevaluate your mindset to help you from quitting this game. My website is camspookycorner.com. That's going to have all my social links and donation link that you can follow me and support me on. I'm live on Twitch Monday through Saturday, 5 to 9 p.m. Central Time. I would love to have you in the chat so we can reassure each other and talk all things there. Also, please join the Discord server, the Spooky Corner Discord. The link is available on my website too. I love this community because we're full of both killer and survivor mains, and even though we may disagree on certain topics, we always respect each other's opinions. The amount of people that have joined my Discord server telling me that they've been kicked out of other communities because of the way they play killer, to me is just truly awful. I really want to create a safe place for every DBD player, whether you're a killer, a survivor main. We don't allow toxicity towards each other at all. We have respect and boundary limits, and we don't judge anybody either for the way they play. And with that, let's get on to the video. Just a little bit about me if you don't know me. My name is Cam. I teach people how to play killer and survivor in this game. I make a lot of educational content, including killer tutorials and looping tutorials as well. So I definitely understand both sides and how they feel. So I feel like I'm in a good mindset to come about this topic and talk about both sides, because I've definitely experienced everything, although we will be focusing more on the killer, obviously the killer role today. For me, my experience with killer anxiety started when I started streaming. I only played this game for about a month before I started streaming DBD, and that's how I started my career, and I've grown to love it ever since. I noticed very quickly that I got out of low baby MMR with killer very fast. Within about a month, I noticed my survivors were getting much better. I noticed their tactics were improving. I noticed their builds were improving, and I also noticed the toxicity was scaling. For me, the worst part was getting into about the mid MMR range, where my viewership had finally started to grow when I started to create my platform. I felt the need to perform every match. People were never satisfied unless I was getting a 4K, and even if I got a 4K, people always had comments on my gameplay. Why'd you tunnel? Why'd you camp? Why'd you slug? For the longest time, I used to play by these made-up rules just to appease the survivor side, with it being the bigger player base. I wanted to try to generate traction as fast as possible. That didn't last very long. I quickly realized as I approached mid to high MMR just how more toxic the survivor player base can get. I really think there's a coordination with the skill level and the entitlement that goes along with it. I noticed that I had to camp, tunnel, and slug just to have a chance to win against these games. I'm the type of person too that loves playing all killers, including the incredibly weak ones, and I noticed I just couldn't hang with these survivors unless I was applying these really strong strategies. I quickly was able to turn my brain off from really caring what people think about my playstyle and just play to win and play to have fun as much as possible. And basically, if people weren't gonna watch me because of that, then they didn't really like me to begin with. That helped me with my first mental breakthrough with this whole experience. And the second thing that really helped me too was realizing just how messed up this game is. Like, let's boil it down. This is basically a party game with shit balancing, but everybody plays it like it's like the most balanced competitive thing ever. This is not balanced. This game is so fucked up, man. It is so incredibly unbalanced, it's insane. The sooner I realized that, and the sooner that I was able to understand that I can only control what I can control as a streamer and a player, which is be entertaining, learn as much as possible, and teach from my mistakes, that really helped me break through to the next level of streaming and just overall mindset, where I was quickly able to kind of silence the killer anxiety issues I had as much as possible. I basically treat every match like it's kind of a coin flip. I don't know who I'm going against, I don't know what perks they have, and I don't know what map I'm going to get. If I'm playing a bad killer on a bad map, I just assume the odds are against me from the start. And the sooner I was able to preach that to my community and myself, it made me so much happier, honestly. So nowadays, I play however I want. You've probably seen my other video discussing why I started tunneling. I really don't care. People are here to watch me at the end of the day, regardless of my playstyle. And if you don't like it, then you really don't play killer at a high level, because it's really freaking hard to win killer at a high level. I've gone against the best survivors available with the biggest platforms on win streaks, and trust me, it is just so hard to win nowadays. I went from caring too much about the end result to just focusing on the gameplay and my interaction with the chat, and that's how I was able to beat this issue for the most part. I'm not going to say I never think about killer anxiety, because I do. I always wonder who's going to judge me if because I am a teacher, you know, I consider myself a teacher of Dead by Daylight, and people are always so quick to criticize that, whether it be, you know, why are you qualified to teach on killer if you can't guarantee consistent 4Ks? Anybody that thinks they can guarantee anything in this game is so incredibly wrong. Unless you're a professional player playing an S tier killer like the Nurse and going on win streaks, you really cannot guarantee jack shit in this game. Just to go over something really quickly, what is the definition of anxiety? Anxiety is a natural emotion characterized by feelings of tension, worry, thoughts, and physical changes like increased blood pressure. It's that flight or fight response to perceived danger or stress. So whenever you debate to yourself, should I even play killer? You're automatically kind of in that category of fight or flight, which is a part of anxiety. Now, the severity of which you feel it is a totally different story and a different spectrum level to understand. But just know that your feelings are valid in this. I'm not here to discount anybody's feelings at all. If you think even someone teabagging you at a pallet is toxic and causes you anxiety, I hear you. You are heard here. I think that's the biggest thing people don't understand, is that anxiety is a spectrum. We can't just say, oh, why do you think teabagging is toxic? That's not toxic. Oh, but I do agree with you that clicking a flashlight is toxic. This isn't about that. We're not here to discount anybody's feelings. Whatever gives you worry or attention in this game for playing killer is totally valid. I want you to know that first of all. You are heard. There's nothing wrong with being anxious playing killer in this game. As a streamer with the platform, I always preach to my community all the time that you are heard, welcome here, and we can discuss it and get through it together. Now, the funny thing I want to talk about is the definition of playing killer in DBD. The overall definition of playing killer means taking on the role of a powerful first-person antagonist in a 1v4 asymmetrical horror game. Now, I want to talk to you about something. A powerful first-person antagonist. How many times do you actually feel powerful playing killer? I think honestly the whole reason why people play killer and why killer is so fun to begin with is because you dictate your level of fun. You are in control of the match. You are the power role. You get to experience what it's like being on a different level. You are not human. You can play as Dracula and be a vampire and change into a wolf at the snap of a finger. You can send fireballs from your fist, something you can obviously not do in real life. That's the draw of playing killer, and that's why people want to play killer in asymmetrical horror games. They want to experience the power, which I love it. I think it gives everybody an outlet to live that fantasy in a healthy way, and I think it's a good thing. But I think anybody here can understand and say that it never feels that empowering playing killer, ever. Honestly, it has gone to the point now where it feels like the survivors you're going against are basically like the puppeteers, and they are just dragging the strings along from your hands and your feet, and they are here to dictate exactly how they want the match to go. If the survivors don't want to do gens and they only want to bully you for the next 20 minutes, you're locked into that ride. We don't have the same abandoned features like survivor players do. If survivors want to gen rush and 4-out you in 5 minutes with super meta perks, calm callouts, and competitive swift gameplay, they can do that to you too, especially if you're an inexperienced player or you just enjoy playing weak killers in general. I also hate that it's gotten to the point now as playing killer that I really think it's impossible to just play killer for fun. Now, I know there's going to be a few outliers of, people that are like, well, I play killer for fun all the time. I don't play to win. Good for you. That is awesome. I'm so happy you can keep playing this game that way. But a lot of us don't see it that way either. A lot of people want to win. Now, I think there's a common misconception in this community. I think a lot of people have this notion of playing killer in Dead by Daylight that killer players want free wins, that we want to dominate 4K every match, that we want to 4K at 5 gens. We want 5-second chases. We want survivors that don't know what the hell they're doing. That is not what we want. As killer players, all we want is to be taken seriously, damn it. That's it. I don't want to be made a mockery in front of a bunch of survivors in a Discord call because I'm not on my A game. You know what I mean? Sometimes I do want to just play killer and chill, but I don't think it's physically possible anymore. I feel like honestly the only way you could play killer and relax at the same time, which is damn near impossible, is if you're truly able to just turn off your brain from winning. If you don't give a shit the outcome at all, whether it's 0 hook states or a 4K, and maybe even if you're a nicer killer player that does play by the survivor rulebook, I really think that's the only way you can chill. A lot of us don't do that. We're all gamers. We all have the same entitlement that we want to win the match. It's a PvP game, so I don't really want to ever hear someone discounting our feelings of, well, just don't worry about winning so much. Dude, when you play Survivor, do you not want to win? Do you want the killer to win? Like, that just never made sense to me, and I think that's like the biggest thing that Survivor players play on in the community, is they think that we just want to win too much, and we don't. We just want to be taken seriously. If I get 4-outed by survivors, but it was a close competitive match, everybody leaves, no one's toxic, everyone says GG's in the endgame chat, I'm happy with that. I'm okay with getting 4-outed if it's a close competitive match and everybody's chill about it. It's when things don't go that way, if it's totally one-sided and I get my ass kicked because of the map or the perks, or I'm playing a weak killer that should have been buffed a long time ago. Or if it was a close match and the survivors are still choosing to teabag at the exit gate or be toxic in the end game chat and say GG easy. Like, I just don't, no one wants to go through that, you know? It kind of invalidates your feelings as a person, and it invalidates the time that you're spending on this game, you know? Now, for most normal players, your anxiety may stem from the social construct of it. You may be worried about going against streamers or content creators that are gonna clip farm you. That's totally valid. Maybe you're just a really hyper competitive gamer that seeks fun through winning in a video game. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to tell you how to spend your time, but that's a valid emotion too. People get competitive. They want to win. Or maybe you're just, you know, like a dad that works a job where, you know, you're working 5 or 6 days a week, 10-hour shifts, and you just want to come home and relax and play some Trapper. And you feel like you can't even do that because the second you log on, you're going against a full meta Swift. And the second they see they can get away with shenanigans, they start bullying the shit out of you. I've been there too. Regardless of what your feeling is and what you've gone through in life, your feelings are totally valid. We're here to grow together and to support each other. So let's be very constructive and positive in the comments, please. So I'm going to give some tips of what I think can truly benefit the casual player base to overcome killer anxiety. The first thing I want to know is closing the endgame chat and going on anonymous mode and hiding other players' names is going to be the most 3 important steps that I think every killer player should do. Unless you're out, you know, unless you're outside that criteria where you can handle seeing it, or maybe you're a streamer and you want the promotion, that's fine. But if you're a casual player and you just don't want to hear no bullshit anymore, close that endgame chat. Trust me. 1 out of 50 times you might get a GG's or even a positive remark, but that is just a cesspool of toxicity there. Putting yourself on anonymous mode will help with people trying to stalk and harass you, whether you're fear of getting doxxed or just harassed through hate mail on Xbox or on Steam. Going on anonymous mode is a really good idea too. Hiding other player names is going to be really helpful. That way you don't have to worry about seeing some crazy names like Come and Chase Me or something, or like something like that just kind of, you know, gives off way too much cockiness. Or even if you're afraid against going streamers with maybe some big viewership audiences and getting humiliated, going on that type of mode where you can hide your name and hide other players' names is super helpful. When I stream, I hide other players' names too, because I don't want to go against streamers that end up being toxic against me, and then that just creates drama. And that's really helped a lot for me too. I don't know who I'm going against. I don't care. I'm just here to play a video game, get in and get out and enjoy my time. I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to please your audience. I'm here to play how I want to play. If any streamers are watching this video, whether you play Killer or Survivor, please hold yourself to a higher standard than just a normal player. And I definitely don't mean that because you're better than anybody, because you're not. We're all the same human beings. But we should set a good example to where people don't associate TTVs with being toxic, because that just makes it hard for everybody, honestly. So be a good sport, say GG's when you can if you decide to keep the chat open, but I highly recommend you turn all that shit off. The second thing I want to tell you all about killer anxiety that can help you overcome it is joining my community. For the Discord server, the link is plugged in my website. Please join it if you're 18 and up, whether you're a killer, a survivor main, or both. Whether you agree with tunneling or don't, I definitely recommend you join it. We have all sorts of mindsets and players in this community. We have over 2,000 members now. The chats are getting more active discussing DBD, and the voice channels are getting more active every day. Recently, we've started playing Killer together in VCs, and what we do is we'll share our screen and we'll just hang out together while we play Killer. If you have a bad match, you got your buddies there to pick you up and make you feel better. Toxic survivors, you got some buddies there to reassure you that they're just being assholes. And if you want to improve your gameplay, we have a lot of great people, including myself, that'll watch you play, and we can analyze your gameplay together and see what we can improve on as well. I'm definitely saying that playing killer with people in a voice channel as opposed to playing killer alone, in my opinion, is a much funner way to go about it. If you disagree, that's totally fine too, but I think it is a really valid fix action, and it helps a lot because at least if you got steamrolled and the survivors were super toxic and you got your buddies there to reassure you that what you're feeling is valid and those survivors are just being assholes, you know? The third tip I want to give for improving your killer anxiety threshold is to understand the mindset of the game. This is the most imbalanced PvP game I've ever played in my life. I've played League of Legends, I played all the Call of Duties, I played Battlefield, I played Overwatch, I played Marvel Rivals. For this being as competitive PvP as it is, the balancing is a joke. No one is ever going to think this game is balanced unless they're purely rage baiting you. This game is heavily survivor-sided in a lot of ways. It's gotten to the point now where even solo queue has gotten so much better that it's not even an excuse anymore that the game balancing is proper because solo queue is ass. I feel like whenever I go against solo queue lobbies, they're still running the same meta shit, they're still looping efficiently, and you could still get a lot of toxicity that way too. So understanding the mindset that this game balancing is terrible and that the only things that you can control truly in a match are your gameplay and your mechanics and your micro macro decisions, I believe will help you a ton. Don't judge your success as a killer player by getting 4Ks. Judge your success by what did you improve on that match. I truly believe every match we play on killer, whether we win or lose, we're improving on something because our muscle memory is getting better regardless. Always think about what you did in the match, analyze your VODs, think about what you did and what you can do better. Also praise yourself too when you do get your wins, because it's really freaking hard to win on killer. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what killer you're playing. If you win, you should love it, baby. And just focus on the highlights of your match too. Maybe you lost and got 4-outed, but you hit a super nice Huntress snipe, or you almost had the craziest snowball ever with some proper trapper or hag trap placements. Take those for what they are. Understand you did something positive. You made the survivor sweat in a way they weren't comfortable with, and move on to the next one and improve. Understanding that at a fundamental level and just how bad this game is balancing wise and how hard it is to win, it's going to help you tremendously with your killer mindset overall. Until we eventually hopefully get good balancing in this game, there's really not too much more we can do outside of that. We can be there for each other. We can create a good positive social environment. We can understand that these unwritten rules are incredibly stupid, and we can understand that the game does favor survivors very heavily and that we can only control what we can control. If you 4-out me because I'm playing a bad killer on a bad map, whoop-de-doo. If you want to gloat about it, you have no idea what an actual competitive game means, and you have no idea what it takes to earn like a real victory against in a real situation, you know? It's kind of the mindset I've adapted. These are some things that I think that behavior should ultimately do going forward to actually improve the community. I think they should get rid of the endgame chat in total. This might be my biggest hot take because it is taking away a function of the game, but they know all the toxic stuff that gets said in there. Very rarely is it something positive. To me, statistically speaking, the negatives just outweigh the positives, and it's just not worth it, bro. I think also behavior could do a better job of discussing killer anxiety in general. I think they should post content on their social platforms discussing how this is something that the person you're going against may feel, and that you should be a good sport about everything, whether it's a win or loss. And I also think behavior should discuss that tunneling, camping, and slugging are just killer strategies that are valid, and they're not toxic actions to begin with. I would honestly think that if they did those steps and push forward with those type of narratives, that the player base in general would come to accept it a little bit more. Some people are going to be pissy, but who cares? But I think that would be a good start, is if they actually promoted like, hey, killers got to do what they got to do to win. And then they can just maybe just show that like playing killer is hard. This is not an easy role to play. It's way harder than Survivor. Survivor's a lot easier to pick up. You're talking to a guy with thousands of hours in Survivor. It's gotten to the point now where I can play a match with Survivor on stream, read chat, talk about bullshit, welcome people in, and still win a match. I would love to know your thoughts of how you think the community can better handle killer anxiety going forward. What can we preach to others? That way we can all understand each other and grow together. What do you think behavior can do and we as a player base can do to grow from this too? I really hope you took something from this video today that can help you grow stronger as a killer player. It makes me so sad when people say they're quitting killer and Dead by Daylight because of the toxicity. I think by quitting playing killer, we're kind of giving them what they want in a way, because you know, a lot of those toxic survivors, they really don't care about you. You know what I mean? They want you to stop playing killer. Why? I have no idea, because eventually they're not going to have anybody to play against. But I think we just need to, we can do our part. We can stay strong as much as possible, support each other, and just not feed into this bullshit of, you know, oh, this game is balanced, it's just a skill issue. No, it's not, man. You're talking to a guy that's played at the highest MMR levels on Killer and Survivor. This shit is not balanced, bro. It is not. This is so Survivor-sided. It's insane. And this is in no way, this video is in no way taking a shot at Survivor players. I'm more of a Survivor main than a Killer main, to be honest. I just know how easy it can be and how effective it can be too. As Survivor players, we have some of the strongest, most busted perks in the game. Shoulder the Burden, Decisive Strike, Sprint Burst, Vigil. We have some crazy shit we can use. Shit that shouldn't even be long in the game, but we use it because we can, and it's a mechanic in the game. I think as killer players, we shouldn't get mad at survivors for using meta. It's in the game for a reason. We should hold the developers accountable and ask for balance changes. Because for as long as strength is going to be in the game, whether it's killers tunneling or survivors running full meta and gen rushing, we're just screwed to begin with, you know? If we can unite our voices from killer and survivor players and demand more balancing for both sides from behavior, we can really make a healthier game going forward. I appreciate and love you all so much. Again, please join the Discord server. Check me out on my socials. Again, camspookycorner.com, live on Twitch Monday through Saturday, 5 to 9 p.m. Central Time. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like the content. I post a lot of videos pretty much every day, so I hope you like the content. I'm trying to get better at, like, you know, my editing and the long form videos, and I can feel myself improving each time, so that's super nice. Again, I make a lot of tutorials, so if you want to improve your killer gameplay, check me out. If you want to improve your survivor gameplay, check me out. And I do coach when I'm live Monday through Saturday, so I answer all questions, builds, you know, hot takes, like live coaching whenever I'm playing a killer that you want to see. So come and join us. We would love to have you, and I will see you all on the next one. If you can take one thing from this video, y'all, if you can and you're strong enough to do it, don't quit. I don't think we're in a spot where we can quit. I think we need to unite together stronger than ever, and we need to make our voices heard. We need to tell people how real this is, and we need to push forward together. I'll see you on the next one.